So I had a lot of fun with the Full Armor Unicorn Awakened version. A lot of fun, as I just described in a couple of different reviews. Now I've talked about it, and it's like, yeah, I really like this thing. If only it didn't bloody purge. And yes, it's a shooty rock with a hell of a lot of melee and a hell of a damn good reload and some really good ranged weapons. And it should piss me off that it's a really, really damn good shooty rock. That should piss me off because that basically makes this thing a god in SDGO because you've got all the boost duration and heavy close range combat that you want to, but then at the same time you can totally rule at long range and medium range with this thing. Like that should piss me off, but since I have one, I'm not pissed off. I suppose I should be pissed off at myself for liking it so much, but then I can't be angry at myself for very long, you know? So, and that includes the 260,000 points that I put into the full armor Unicorn Gundam, which, yes, I do have to get to. And yes, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, this is a paper. Wait, 2 hits and a non-dash? Really? Wow, 2 hits with a non-dash. Jeez. It's an SR. Why would this be a non-dash? I suppose a non-dash maybe would be a nice surprise. Whatever. 5 shots with a... Okay, that reload's actually not bad. 5 shots, and that even hurt that Zaku too, which has long-range immunity on it, or long-range reduction on it, so that's actually not bad. Let's see what this does. 7 shots. Ordinarily they have 6 or 9, or 10 or 12, something like that. Let's see, are the reload on these the same? 4 shots there. Oh, I love it when they do that. Are the reload on these the same? No. The beam gatling. Okay, never mind the fact that... Oh gosh, I can stand and empty them. I love that. Here's the thing that bothers me, though. These are beam machine guns on an SR rank, and they take longer to reload than they do on an S rank. They take longer to reload than they do on an A rank or a B rank, or God forbid even a C rank once in a while. This I can understand the longest reload. But why does this take so long? I don't get it. I don't care if it's 4 beams coming out or not. And the beam spec. 7 shots of the beam machine gun. That should kill that Zaku, but it didn't for whatever reason. So, well, the option is there, and the reload's kind of weird, but we all know why it is that the reload on these 2 weapons is a little longer than usual. Man, I'm complaining a lot. Well, Ava, you did know it had a lot of... I mean, that's the reason why you questioned whether you're going to get this or not, Ava, because it's like, it was going to have dumbfire. It was going to have ballistic weapons on it. You knew that was going to be an issue. You spent 260,000 trying to prove your point. Moving on. And goddamn, those bazookas look amazing. An entire arsenal, an entire mode dedicated to just those 2 hand weapons. Like the homing missiles come from there. The weapon 1 cluster rockets come from there, and the bazookas come from there. It's all on just those 2 handheld weapons. Do those count as over-the-shoulder cannons? Are those over-the-shoulder cannons? I suppose. Although over-shoulder cannons usually have to be mounted to the back in some fashion. But wait, they are mounted to the back. So I guess that works then. Over-shoulder cannons. Wait. Why are you jumping? That's weird. That's weird. I was expecting cluster rockets, but it's just a pair of shells. That's it. Weird. 2 shots, and that's... You know, okay, so what's the difference between these? Oh, they have a slow built in. Okay, that's why it takes so long to reload. It's also why they're not cluster rockets, which is kind of weird. Okay. 6, 7 shots. 8 with patience. How's the reload? That's actually kind of slow for dumbfire bazookas, especially twin bazookas. Although maybe you're having to wait for both bazookas at the same time. So if it was a single bazooka, maybe the reload would be half of this and it would be faster. Maybe I shouldn't complain so loudly then. But honestly, I was expecting cluster rockets here, not just more bazooka. Oh well, I suppose it doesn't really matter how it's delivered. The point is it's dumbfire and it has an ailment attached to it. Wow. Actually did really good damage. Yeah, I totally didn't want to scratch you, but I did anyways. Oh, hell yeah, he destroys the fuel tank. Yes! But then again, I already knew that, so... You know what occurs to me? There weren't not many homing missiles in there. It's just kind of bazooka, bazooka, and that was kind of it. Just kind of disappointing. You know him. You love him. You've seen him more than a few times. Maxzilla96 in one of his absolute favorite units ever. And
hello,
if I may say
Internet.
so, I really like the color. Dude, stop turning. Stop turning. I do like the color on that. Oh, look, your butt is shining. Okay, so Max, if you would be so kind as to pistol shoot me, I want to show off the shield on this. So the guard is on the sides, the back, but not on the front. And then if you transform, your shield refreshes, so you get them again on the sides, the back, and the sides there, but not on the front, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. And by the way, I would like to note I also have an eye field in place right now. So that is... Oh! I don't flinch when I pull out my melee. I didn't notice that. Okay, so I've got a personal eye field. Now, Max, if you'd be so kind as to throw some of those very fine rifle bits at me.
Oh, jeez. No, my babies. Why? Why you do this?
Again.
Alright. See when they're just about refreshed. Here we go. Ah, jeez. Why would I do the same thing and expect a different result? Ah!
So yeah, and you also notice that they did tag me. Each one of them did hit me once, but they only hit me once, and then they shifted back to the normal mode. No, am I glowing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I am. Okay. All right. Mobility. Mobility time. Yes. I assume because this has the melee has better mobility. On the other hand, this is an SR rank paper, so why would I expect anything better considering it has those huge ass boosters sitting on the back, which I don't get.
Oh, it only has 2 Apollo 11 rockets strapped to your butt cheeks. That makes sense it got that much boost.
Boost duration is actually a hair shorter. I don't know, like maybe that's just me, or...
It seems about the same. If there is a difference, it's too close to tell.
Well, that's about it, so...
Oh, fuck, I missed.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. You know, that was an issue.
Oh, no. Ow.
Beam resistance. Yeah.
Still, pretty powerful unit.
Honestly, I'm surprised this doesn't have a, what's it called? Not a melee dash, but I'm surprised it doesn't have a a shield bash as opposed to beam sabers. Like aside from the fact it's really difficult to you killed me. Aside from the fact it's really difficult to reach behind and actually grab those beam sabers, and it also has a pair of beam tonfas built into the forearms, which is really badass by the way. What surprises me is it doesn't do a shield bash. You know, it just kind of punch you. But like for whatever reason it's using the it's using beam sabers. So like that's not a complaint. It's just like I don't know why they did it that way. But it does have a very nice counter melee approach to it. It's just instant, not dash. And it hits top and bottom. I don't know, like, it definitely caters to kind of the best and worst parts that I like about SDGO in terms of the weapons it offers up. Alright, line target. No.
Oh, god dang it. I was about to do that.
Did you do it?
Missiles.
And Apollo 11 ass booster.
Hmm.
There was indeed a guy called Ava Mark 6. I found him late. I found him actually about a half year ago. I found him what December, November thereabouts. But yeah, there was an Ava Mark 6, and that's the whole reason I friended him. I was like, "Hey Ava," and he's like, "Hey Ava." So we did that, and it was pretty fun. So yeah, Godzilla Wolf. I haven't heard from him in a month and a half. He's done at this point. So yeah.
Poor guy.
hmm
Just getting into it.
Well, no, he'd been into it for I want to say he'd been into it for a while if you look at his rank, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, a freshie compared to the rest of us.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, he actually was fresh. I recruited him straight from YouTube. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But that was early this year when I recruited him. So okay, Max, we got to do our thing. It kind of sort of offers the best of both beam weaponry and dumbfire and homing. The reload rates across the board bother me. It really does because as soon as you burn these out, you have to wait. Like the Beam Magnum on both the Unicorn Awakened version, you know, the one with the gold, or I'm sorry, the green colored frame. Oh, I wish it had a gold frame, but then again, green is the most powerful color in anime. Um, the Beam Magnum on the SS rank is actually better. The Beam Magnum on the A rank is actually better in terms of reload rate. Damage, probably they're about the same. And then the beam machine gun, or I'm sorry, beam Gatling gun, beam machine gun. That's right. The beam machine gun on this is identical in the way it performs to how it does on the SS rank Unicorn beam Gatling. The reload rates there were unusually low and kind of discouraging. But Ava, they're more powerful. They're still slower than usual. You know, you expect it to behave the same as it did before, but better when you get to the SS and the SR territory. But for whatever reason, it's like, well, we're going to give you less ammo, and we're going to decrease the amount of damage it does, and we're going to increase the amount of reload rate. Why would you do that? Because it's actually performing less than everything else that came before it, which makes no sense. So and that certainly applies to the grenade launcher here, which, by the way, I'd like to point out grenade launcher where? I think it's talking about. Let's see. I hope I can do a freeze frame with this.
I,
I think it's talking about these things here, right under the main barrel. Like there's the bazookas, and then there's these little things underneath here. I think that's what
yeah,
the grenade
those
launchers
are
are.
grenade launchers underneath the barrel. It's either firing from the canisters with the missiles on the side, or from those little under the barrel um, gun things. But I think it's from the under the barrel ones.
Oh, Max, you're forgetting these are actually these little things on the side here and on the side here. Those are actually grenades. You actually have to pick those up by hand and throw them by hand. So you have to hope you have a good throwing arm. No, these are actually no.
Missiles.
I expected these. These are actually anti-ship missiles. Technically, these are the homing missiles on the inner side of the barrel. Those are the homing missiles. But for whatever reason in SDGO, both the inner containers and the outer containers, all of these are homing, which doesn't
Hmm.
make any sense. Like I don't know why it is the animation effect was done that way, but it was. But regardless, this mode is very much the projectile physical weaponry mode, and the reload on this is it's okay. I suppose, arguably, this is your spam weapon. This is the weapon you rely on the most, which for me is really, really frustrating because I don't use dumbfire. And then these are just kind of, they're okay. And then I forgot to check whether the full missile burst, the reload rate on that, and these. I think just because it is homing missiles and the prejudice that SDGO has against homing missiles, or rather the player base, that the reload rate on this is actually slower than it is on these two put together. So yeah, and I've been hesitant. So right now, I don't think damage is an issue. It's bloody SR rank, so damage is not going to be an issue. Uh, Really, the thing I'm worried about most, regardless of whether it's attack, defense, or mobility, um, I I'm thinking don't worry about the damage. The damage is fine where it is. Go for reloads. And the other thing I want to talk about is mobility. The Apollo 11s, or correction, the Saturn 5s, or what are they called nowadays? Delta 5s, I think, or what NASA uses, or maybe the Dragons that SpaceX is using, or X Space SpaceX is using. Yeah, these are just these are basically fuel tanks from a what's called a base jobber or whatever, or is it a clop or something like
No,
that?
it's
No,
called a
clop is
base
about
jabber.
yeah, it's a base jabber. They basically salvage these fuel tanks off the sides of one of their mobile suit carriers, or their miniature, one or two mobile suit carriers. So why is it that those carriers provide excellent mobility for two mobile suits? One sits on the top, one sits on the bottom. I'll have a graphic sitting right here. One sits on the top, one sits on the bottom upside down. It can push two of those, but for whatever reason, when it comes to the full Armor Unicorn, which, by the way, actually doesn't have any additional armor, quote unquote, anywhere on it, in SDGO, long range battle type. Now, ironically, this is the only long range weapon it has, and a bunch of medium range attached to it. So I suppose arguably this could be considered a long range combat unit just because there actually is some good range on the hyper bazooka and on the full muscle burst. But that being the case, here it is again, softmax in their infinite wisdom, completely ignoring huge boosters and fuel tanks attached to a mobile suit, completely ignoring it in favor of the fact, oh, it's long range, so it has poor boost duration. It can jump really high. Oh, I completely forgot to do the jumping thing. And the boost. Well, we did the horizontal boosting, but not the vertical. No, just reassured it actually jumps for a really long time, I guess. So Max, right now I'm thinking reload and mobility are issues. I don't think defense is an issue just because the skills, which by the way this activates immediately, which is really nice. But on the other hand, this is a unique skill. It only applies to the full armor unicorn. Units mobility and booster amount increase. Gosh, I didn't notice any increase in booster. I think it's probably no more than 10% because it was only going halfway. It didn't even go like 3/4 of the way across Gundam Fight or even 2/3 of the way. It just kind of went to the half and that was it. Well, to me, that's just kind of typical S rank paper range or long range combat range. So and then it does enemy funnel weapon eroded. Goddamn, OG Planet. They're not eroded. They're redirected. I don't care what the translation is. Please stop using English. What is wrong with you people? Mini eye field, always useful. Not going to complain. So right now I'm thinking mobility and defense, and I'm kind of tied between the two.
Personally, I think considering the skills, defense isn't really an issue. I'd more focus on just mobility increase because considering what it has going for it is just, I guess you could say, pathetic on how far it actually goes compared to how far it
Hmm.
should go.
Ah, crap. Eh. Well, certainly got plenty of them. I don't see why not. I'd like to upgrade. There we go. What's this, Max? AV Unit 4A doing permanent changes on screen while he's recording. What is he thinking?
My goodness.
So I did that. Of course, I only spent 200, was it 240, 260,000 trying to get this. Okay, mobility. So right now this and this are good contenders. Level 12, what's this? No additional booster consumption when dash jump. That would be a nice thing to have, although I don't know if I'm going to take this to level 12. But yeah, right now we've got, well, dash speed and agility. Agility, that's so tiny, but dash speed, do I really have to worry about? No, I don't think I do. Um, Actually, I'm going to take that off. For my benefit, I'm going to put that there. Oh, wait, no, no, no. I've got some other things I have to do. Right now, I'm thinking this, just because I prefer me some long range spam. This and this. So basically, um, I don't know. Like, I suppose I could do that with any. Well, no, I mean, like, maybe I could replace this with this, maybe, but this is dash jump. Let's see. Auto lock on distance. I don't know, Max. What are you seeing right now? Am I doing this wrong or?
Um, I'm honestly not sure. Like, I definitely agree with the bullet increase skill on there. Like, I think that's smart. I'm not so sure about the long range increase.
Yeah, I was wondering about that as well. Maybe I should. Oh, custom parts. Let's see.
I feel like
Medium
something that
options.
could be, I feel like that's something that could be better used for something else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nice to have, but
Right.
considering that this is a mobility build, it's not priority. Um,
Maybe this would be a good place to do the defense because what I've got set over here is no different from anything else that you're going to get in attack or defense. So I'm wondering if maybe I should just forego the more mobility type and just switch to defense and then do because like literally I can do let's see that and ballistics. It's exactly the same thing, exactly the same numbers. It's just it's in the defense tree. So and then either do a defense increase or an HP up. Maybe an HP up just because it's going to get. I don't know. I haven't used this in PvP yet. So does it get
might
specced
get
a
hit
lot?
pretty hard by things like missile spammers and whatnot, but
Yeah, and there's no defense against that.
or maybe you could use once this thing levels up, you could use the show targets with full SP on radar.
There's a thought. I don't really think of this. Well, maybe it's meant to be like a hunter killer. Like takes its time moving around the battlefield, getting into position, and then once it gets there, it spams. I mean, maybe this is a spammer, or maybe it's more of a blitz attacker where it just lays in with everything it's got, then it backs off, kind of takes a little bit of time to recharge itself. Meanwhile, it's finding a new target, and then it just lets go again at that point. So
I think that makes sense considering its arsenal is just nothing but like every weapon you could possibly fit onto this thing.
and in an odd sort of way, now that I think about it, I haven't thought about it since I got this. In a strange way, that kind of reflects how Banagher Lynx works, the Unicorn Gundam. Like he has a reputation of having the fewest number of kills of any Gundam pilot ever. So even though he's got a lot of weapons, he chooses not to use them. So maybe in a strange way, and I'm not even talking the meta game where reload rates on spamming on homing missiles and long range beam rifles. I'm not even talking about that, but like maybe they were trying to work that in here. Like he he just fires all his weapons in a short amount of time and then he backs off and takes time to find his target. I mean, is that what they're trying to do? Like maybe?
It might be. I mean, that certainly sounds like it could work for this unit.
Yeah. So I mean, really, at this point, I don't really see a stronger build than this. Because doing an attack up, like you don't need it. You've got so much. You have a lot of different options. You can just kind of, as soon as you're done using up these two, it's kind of like the Wing Zero Custom in a strange way. Which, by the way, I do need to review that. It's like the Wing Zero Custom in that you use up all the weapons in one mode, and then you switch to the other mode. You use up all those weapons, and then when you're done with that, you switch to the other mode. You use up all those weapons. You switch to the other mode, and you just kind of keep going that way. It's not very good in the long term to just keep pelting a target because eventually the target's going to be destroyed. Maybe if you're lucky. But in terms of reload rates, you kind of always have something available, and the majority of it is medium range. I almost want to think this should have been a scissors. It would have given it longer boost duration. Even and there definitely are scissors out there that have a long range weapon, or they have a long-range beam cannon built into them. But should this one weapon have dictated whether this was a long-range weapon or not, or are they also thinking the homing missiles, which homing missiles are also, also used by medium range units. So I don't know. Maybe this like should have been a medium range unit, but there's so many. I don't know. Like the criteria of the difference between a medium range and a long range unit confuse me at times. Like Destiny Gundam, one of my default scissors can spam medium and long range, but for whatever reason they called it a scissors, probably because it had a good melee mode. So, but yeah, getting back to builds, I think that's what you're supposed to do. It's like you're supposed to find a target, pepper it as much as you can, then back off, wait for the reloads, and then go for it again. And since you have a short boost duration, they're not expecting you to get up close and personal with anything.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Not getting close, then should I swap out the HP? Because like I don't really see this as a unit. Well, a unit getting specced a lot. That's usually the reason why you increase the HP. It's either that or you want to have a skill activate earlier, or something along those lines. You want to make something last as long as possible. If you want to do a heavy defense build, you do the HP increase. But in this particular case, just because we've got a reload up, which 5%, oh, whoop-de shit. We've got a booster increase, 10%, oh, whoop-de shit. Maybe I should take this off. No, the enhanced bullet is my preference because I'm not good with dumbfire, with estimating how to use dumbfire. So in my case, the enhanced bullet is a requirement. But for other people, should we consider swapping this out for something different?
Personally, I totally love using the enhanced bullet too, but I mean, I don't really know what else you would be very good to replace the enhanced bullet with. Like,
Keep going.
I don't know. I just feel like it gives so many benefits to ballistic weapons that, I mean,
And homing missiles,
why
by the way.
wouldn't you?
Homing missiles
Yeah.
also benefit from this.
So I mean, like, why wouldn't you put it on a unit that has an entire mode dedicated to nothing but ballistic weapons?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I agree. All right. Well, I don't like literally. I don't see anything better happening right now. For me, it's kind of a toss up between doing the HP up or the defense up, and I don't know. Like, I wish I could increase the boost duration beyond 10%, but even if I go to the mobility tree, it's not going to give me any more than that. And really, it'll be jumping. It'll decrease booster duration, but beyond this, that's the best you're going to get is 10%. Even in the mobility tree, it's still 10%. What do you think they're afraid of, God?
I don't know.
So I'm going to do something I don't do very often, and I'm going to save those. Whoa, Ava, what's wrong with you?
Whoa, finalizing something in a game or in a video? What is this?
Combine the possibility of me combining it. I'm not entirely like I hesitate to use this. It's okay, but I can't say it's meh. I'm not going to say meh, but I need a better word for meh. Like I
Lukewarm.
yeah, like I expected more of it. It should have been a scissors increased boost duration. That would have been nice. Not a rock. No, that would have pissed me off. The ranting I was doing about the Unicorn Awakened earlier. It's a rock, but it's a shooty rock. I should have been irritated with myself, but I wasn't. If this had been a shooty rock, yeah, absolutely. I love the fact that this fell at the same time these boosters went off. That looked great. I should try and do a zoom in of that or something like that. So yeah, I'm not going to combine it. Considering it cost me 240,000 points, and I don't have that many left right now, and I'd like to be able to reach 1,000,000 points before the end of the year. That would be nice. Of course, I said that to myself the last 2 years in a row. Grow unit. Yeah, I'll probably let it evolve as it goes. I did that already. Skills. Mini eye field. I didn't notice a strong resistance there. I'm wondering if I should have put an emphasis on the shields, but considering the other things that we just did, I don't really see much point in increasing the shields. Stickers.
Oh boy.
The shoulders, and it's either one of the and by the way, this is one of only two occasions where the Unicorn Gundam, the psycho frame is completely exposed all the time. So let's see.
Also, Who's the genius at Softmax who decided it'd be a good idea to have stickers cover up the what is it the was it the cycle
The
frame?
cycle frame on the shoulders, I don't even. So, okay, there's that there. Okay, where's it go? Really?
What? That's a wimpy little sticker.
That's a very wimpy little sticker. Who the hell's gonna see that? Nobody's gonna see that. Why don't you put it on one of the thrusters? Put it on one of the Saturn V's here. Actually, now that I think about it, these might actually be the same. Like these might actually be the same size as like I want to say the Redstone rocket that put John Glenn into space. Or no, was it John Glenn? Who was first American in space? Was it John Glenn or Alan Shepard?
I wouldn't know. That would require a Google search.
Yeah. Quick, Google. Um, Might have been Shepard. Maybe. God. Okay, that tells you how good I am with yours. Yeah, for as big as these things are, these might actually be the size of like actual genuine. I wish I could get these into full view, like the Redstone rocket that they used to launch the Mercury 7 or not Mercury 7, whatever it is, the Mercury capsules. Like that might be the actual genuine like real size of it. So for as big as these things are, why don't they just take this third one and just put it right there, or put it down here? That would have worked as well. But no, they put it there where nobody's going to see it. But nobody's going to see it. Moving on. Oh boy, this thing is always a disaster to work with. I don't know. It's so busy at this point. But you have the constant red to worry about. So I don't think changing modes you really have to worry about paint. So okay, let's do this. I still haven't come up with an edit. Wait, what's this? Oh, okay. Um, I'm suddenly concerned, Max. Where's this paint? Oh, okay.
Oh, it paints the backpack. You can
Backpack
probably
in the
see.
feet. Okay, yeah. I was and by the way, I'm pretty certain. I don't know why, and I said this before on the Unicorn Awakened. I swear that the feet and the backpack they should be dark blue. Wait, let me do this over. God, I love that reset animation. I'm gonna do that again. Oh, that's amazing. I would swear to you that the feet and the backpack have always been kind of a dark navy blue, but for whatever reason, on both versions of the Awakened, it's just gray. Is that just me, Max? Seriously?
Um, I don't know. I think you might be right in that statement. I don't know why they'd change. I mean, they kind of look dark blue the way they are right now, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're a real fine line between dark blue and gray.
Yeah. It's
I
like
mean, it's obviously a different shade than the rest of the grays on the
agreed.
unit, but
You
it's
can
hard
even
to
see it right
tell.
up there when the shield isn't blocking it. Let's see. When the shield isn't blocking it, there we go. You can see it right there. Oh, the shield's blocking it. Look at that.
You can see it right there.
Let's see, maybe I can enhance it a little better. There we go. Wait, what? Okay.
So I mean, it's
So yeah,
obviously a different shade, but I mean, it's hard to tell if it is blue.
I think it's safe to say these are all in the same areas. These are panels that are usually uncovered or usually changed. I don't know what this... The unicorns, I've never been able to come up with a proper color scheme, so I can't even say whether, my traditional Uniforce scheme even works on this or doesn't, because it just never... I've gotten close a couple of times with what I could do, but, like, it's hard to say. So, yeah, I mean, you go ahead and paint up your unicorn however you like. So, mobility is definitely an issue just because, I mean, it's got these... I mean, if it wasn't the visual appearance of the Unicorn Gundam, okay, if you're just looking at a cylinder, of which is pretty much what these are, by the way. If you take away the textures and the picture of the sprites, avatars, whatever these are called, I don't know the term. If you
Models.
the models, okay, if you take away the appearance of the model and it's just it just looks like a cylinder, in computer speak. If you take that away, the boosteration is it's a paper. It still concerns me though, concerning how much equipment you're hauling around, what kind of weapons you're hauling around. That might be a bit of an issue. On the other hand, no, that would not be on the other hand because like if I was in a rock and having to fight this thing, I would have the boost duration to be able to evade this thing easily enough. So I guess I shouldn't complain too loudly there. But in terms of builds, I think it was kind of a mix between. I think we were kind of leaning more towards defense, or not really defense. Like again, I guess we have to emphasize what we have set up here. You can do exactly the same thing in the attack type. You can do exactly the same thing in the mobility type. You could do exactly the same thing in the balance type. The only difference I think is when some of these things activate. So choosing a defense type, there is nothing unique to the defense type here, unless you swap the HP for the defense up or you go here. Attack type, again, I think both of us agree, Max. Please confirm whether or not we both agree attack up is not necessary. Like you can if you want to, but it's not required.
No, no, I'll agree with that. It's packing so much heat that, I mean, who's gonna feel psych damage resistance when you're dead already?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And there wouldn't be any point to having that. Let's see what's this. No penalty when full burst special attack is used. Max, what's a full burst special attack look like?
Is that range spec?
I don't know. Full burst special attack. What? I don't know what that is. Full burst special attack. I don't get it. Oh
I
oh 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 oh! There's Korean right there. There's Korean right there. Full armor unicorn Gundam before changing weapon, and then there's Korean. By the way, what does before changing weapon mean? Before
um
changing weapon.
okay.
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, there's Korean there. The hell. Full armor unicorn Gundam special. Just call it a beam special attack because everyone else does. Full armor unicorn Gundam before charging weapon or whatever it is. I don't care. Okay. Burn OGP. Just yeah. And I love how all these things stack up like this. Like they never went to softmax and said, "Hey, can we get some additional space here or something?" Just kind of saying. You don't even have it right there. They don't stack. Okay, so basically the build, HP up or defense up, it's up to you. But you definitely need the reload up on the medium range. You definitely need the booster extension, and it's strongly recommended you use enhanced bullet in this case. Anything to add beyond that, Max?
No, no, I think you've basically covered it. Like, I think it's an okay unit. It definitely could be better, which I could say about a lot of units in this game. But, um, I don't know. I think it's all right. I don't know if I'm gonna be going after it right now, but it's a novelty piece.
Yeah, definitely I would say that. I still wish this had been the SS as opposed to the SR, but I don't know. I just like the Unicorn Gundam and I like the Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. I can't really complain about that. So I think like I was like, oh my god, I love this thing. I need the gunpowder. And then at the time I was saying, okay, maybe like initially when I saw this come out, was it last year, a year ago, whatever it was, I was like, it's okay. It's got too much dumbfire, and the reload on this mode is just kind of bothers me. So I'm not gonna get. But then I started really crushing hard on the Unicorn Gundam. Like, okay, now I need to get every single version of it, except for the Banshees. So that's kind of the thing that led me to this point. It's like, Ava, why are you debating this? If you don't like it that much, why'd you get it? Well, it's because I like the Unicorn Gundam in the show. So that's why I got it. And, am I disappointed with what's here? Well, it's got a ton of dumbfire, and the reload rates here don't make a whole heck of a lot of sense compared to everything that came before it. But, blank, duh. What was I going to say? I was ranting, I think, about something. So, yeah, why'd I get it? I got it for nostalgia, I guess. Um, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's it. That's it.
I think that's it. All right, Maxzilla96, once more, thank you very much.
No
And
problem.
this is Ava Unit 4A saying thanks for tuning in. And I swear to you, I will get to that double Quanta Full Saber soon.
And by that he means never. You can only hope.
Yeah, because like I still want my H3 orbital. Like that's literally a holy grail for me. It's the laziest, most damaging, most badass looking, actually not looking, unit that will ever exist in SDGO. Like it's a simple design, simple weapon layout. It's lazy in its usage, but you know, considering how little you actually get to use homing weapons in this game, it's basically it literally it's only ranged weapons. It's okay, get this, Max. It's an SS rank, okay?
I know, I've heard of it. It's a SS rank that has only beam weapons, and they're all homing.
Yeah. But it's an SS with only 3 weapons on it. Like it doesn't transform, it doesn't multi-mode, it doesn't purge, it doesn't nothing. It's just 3 weapons on an SS rank, and that's it. On top of which it has a booster extension, which is crazy. It's a paper, by the way. Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's a paper. So it's got a booster ration on it. It's an SS rank paper with a booster extension on it, or I'm sorry, booster expansion, which means it's increase in duration and the recovery is faster. It's got nothing but homing weapons, so technically it's a shooty rock, except without the rock aspects. So like, yeah, how could you not? Like I've been waiting for that for 3.5 years, something that leans on homing weapons, and goddamn OGP, I can't do it now. So I guess the best I'll have to do settle for is the full armor Unicorn Gundam. I mean, I don't know, like
Whoop, whoop.
best homing missiles spamming unit in the game, aside from Dendromian Orchid, which is a stretch because you still have to wait for him to reload, but you can transform. You know, there are some good homing weapon units out there. God damn that thing, go away. This certainly is. That's actually a damn good. The enhanced. That's actually a damn good spammer. Let's see, homing missiles. Homing missiles. I haven't tried this out yet, so I don't know. This obviously is, so that's on that page. Yes, ours okay. Well, yeah, I guess it's okay, so that doesn't really count. Oh, that's a good homing missile spammer. This thing is a diamond in the rough. It's a C rank with long range homing missiles. It's the only unit in the game with long range homing missiles, if I remember
Just
correctly.
remember that you're not sharing screens right now, so
You're right, I'm not. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to be because I'm in single mission right now, but I mean, you're like, oh, this unit. It's like, oh yeah, that's a unit, I guess.
Okay, yeah, the CU Zagok, long range homing missiles. There is no unit in the game that has long-range homing missiles. It does not exist. Unless they changed it on the Orchid when they patched us the last time. Let me see. Nope, they're still homing, or they're still medium. So yeah, it's the only unit I can think of. Um, let's see, homing missiles, homing missiles. Those are terrible. The reload on those is okay. Like, Heavy Arms Custom EW, yeah, it has homing missiles, but it takes a really long time to recharge them. I suppose the 2G Falcons, those have good homing missiles. The reload rates, you can kind of live with it. I suppose the Leopard Destroyer is kind of okay. Let's see. I hesitate to say beam boomerangs are good homing weapons because you only have 2, and you actually have to wait. You have to wait a while for them. But I mean, I can't really disagree with the fact that they have like the reason I like those boomerangs, and I've said before that they are the best of the homing weapons, is because they curve really well, but they don't. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? They have poor ammo and low damage, but they curve. You can aim them, you can use them in a lot of scenarios. So I like them in that regard. But in terms of best, like I don't know, it's hard to say. It's like every single unit in SDGO has its own traits for when it treats for homing weapons. For example, Verity Buster Beam Rifle, it's actually a decent spammer when it comes to. It's not the best homing missile spammer, but it's pretty doggone close. Chaos Gundam was also a good spammer. Well, it used to be a good spammer. Then they kind of ruined it. Let's see. Combined benefits go away. Blast Impulse it's okay. It's got to reload up, but the homing missiles didn't do much there. So, oh, Arios GN Heavy Weapon, that thing is a god when it comes
Hmm.
to homing missiles. That's amazing. And recently, the Reborn's Egner Whip has really good homing missiles. They actually come back. Now, to be fair, you only have 4 missiles, and they don't do a whole heck of a lot of damage. But A, they curve really well, and B, they recharge pretty quickly, so that kind of makes up for it.
Hmm. Okay.
And then, of course, we've got Zabanya. Zabanya is actually pretty decent in the missile territory. It takes a while to
Yep.
reload, but the missiles behave themselves pretty doggone well.
I don't know how good the what is it, the Zabanya Final Mission is in that regard.
Yeah, I don't either. Hey, we should find out.
Yeah. I mean, if everything goes as planned, we'll be able to find out today.
Mm-hmm. But for now, I think I'll take your recommendation. I'm going to review the Full Armor Unicorn Gundam, which cost me, what, 200,000 points to get? Was it 240,000, I think? Whatever the count
I'm
is.
not sure.
Yeah, it was a shit ton of points, I do know that. But, and you know, the sad thing is, like, it had a ton of dumbfire on it. So, God, don't scrap that. So I'm not even, I'm still unsure, because it's like, it's got grenades, and then it's got bazookas, which, that's all well and good, but I'm pretty certain most of the missiles on this thing were actually, like, homing missiles. They weren't actually, like, dumbfire grenades like they do in SDGO, but that just, But the thing that kills me most, well, I guess I can do that when I get to the review. All right.
Great.
Yeah. Still don't have that Zabanya final mission. Eh.
No. Soon. Soon I will have it. Even if I end up getting it on the last day. This game's online, I don't care.
Yeah, that's gonna burn a bit. Which you know you've said that to me numerous times. The Zabanya final mission is basically your holy grail. It's your
It
holy
is.
grail. Yeah.
It's my holy grail. It's my favorite Gundam of all time.
Yeah, the spam is real in Awakening of the Trailblazers. Okay, is it a Awakening of the Trailblazers? Is it a Awakening of the Trailblazer or is it Awakening?
It's Awakening.
Is it one word or is it 2 words?
One word, not two.
Okay, because I've seen it done both ways. So, all right.
I don't know if awakening is even a word.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm. Okay.
It
Well,
is.
either way, I
It
know
is.
it's
Yeah, it is. If you speak English, it is.
English. But what is it? I know it is just one word.
Yeah. But yes, Zabanya final mission.
It's beautiful. It's a piece of art. It's from one of my favorite Gundam series of all time. It's unimaginably powerful, and it's like the quintessential sniper mobile suit.
Sniper. What black magic is this you speak of?
Well, I mean, it is mainly used as like laser spam everything, but I mean, every single weapon it's firing is a sniper rifle, and they're fully capable of sniping people like the Dynamis.
Well, that's not true. The second, no, because the first lock on Stratos was the sniper. The second lock on Stratos was the spammer. He's just kind of, or not a well, yeah, spam, but
Well, he's a dual wielder.
yeah, he's a dual wielder, but he's also he's a multi-target fighter. Like he chooses to engage multiple targets. The first lock
True.
on Stratos, he engages one-on-one
True, but
at
those are
incredible
still
range.
beam sniper rifles he's using, and they're fully capable of doing that, even though he just doesn't do it that often.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But I mean, he doesn't really do it in the movie either, which is the only place you see it. He didn't
Well, he
use.
did it when he first engaged the ELS, but he was using a pistol then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's tough to say, but actually, I think what happened was I stopped playing SDGO during like the morning, so the Silver Faith that I had left over transitioned into today.
It doesn't do that. It resets if you log out. Like you can, if you're on before midnight and you log off after midnight, it resets to full 15 and goes back to green faith the next time you log in. So you should be, unless you logged in after midnight and you had silver faith.
I don't know. Maybe that was the case, but I logged in now today, and I still had Silver Faith, and it wasn't full yet. So, or and it wasn't full. So,
You would think we'd, after 3.5 years of playing this, we'd know the answer to this. You know, just saying.
yeah, you'd think. Wait, is there someone else in the room?
Is there someone else in the room?
Joining. Pop. Okay. Alright, so I guess I'll bring out my regular Zabanya for this.
Well, we're okay. You can if you want to.
I don't know, I think it's appropriate. Zabanya and Zabanya Final Mission in the same video.
It would be if I was making a video about Zabanya Final Mission, but I'm not.
Oh, okay. I thought you would be. Never mind. Either way, I'm here, so what do you want me to do?
I need a punching bag. I need something with remotes.
Well,
So,
you're looking at it.
good enough. Ready up.